Hello and welcome to this Zenworks Configuration Management video on Zenworks 2017 Appliance Upgrade from ZCM 11. In this Zenworks exercise summary, we're going to be running ZDC on the ZCM 11 system, install prerequisite RPM required before the upgrade, detaching the VA storage from Zenworks 11 and attaching it to Zenworks 2017, upgrade to version 2017, activating licenses, and then reviewing some features. Refer to any documentation pertaining to your environment. The Zenworks environment is a VMware workstation running ZCM SP4 appliance. Currently installed is Zenworks 11.4.0. It's a single primary server with internal certificates, internal database, and we did download the ZDC for 11.4.0 and the prerequisite before the upgrade. We'll be upgrading to Zenworks 2017. Have the licenses available from the customer portal and the ZDC for version 2017. Let's take a look at our Zenworks 11 SP4 primary appliance. We'll log in. And let's check the configuration. We can see our primaries here on 205, our zone name, internal certificates, both Sybase internal databases are running, and we currently have our boot and VA storage. Running SLES 11 SP3 with 8 GB of RAM. Let's open up Zenworks Control Center. Check out the configuration. Currently, we have some workstations, policies, bundles. We have a single primary at 11.4.0, and it is currently active in licensing. You can see we have some registration, some locations, and administrators configured, and system updates. We have 11.4.1, 2, and 3 ready, but we're going to migrate directly up to 2017 without putting any subsequent system updates on 11.4. Let's run our ZDC. So I previously downloaded the Zenworks Diagnostics for 11.4.0, and I also have the prerequisite RPM that we need to install before we upgrade to Zenworks 2017. So preparing for the upgrade to 2017, we've downloaded the diagnostics, we've downloaded the RPM file. We do have a snapshot or backup of the database since it's internal and the system itself, and we do have mounted VA storage. This now runs Zenworks Diagnostics. We're going to run a verify, and we're going to do system files in Zen database. And the ZCM file is as such. We'll let this run until completion. Now let's run it on the audit database. Now let's look at the ZDC. I'm going to download those so that I can display them. Let's make sure our SSH is open. It is running. By default, it's turned off. Let's send these down to documents. I move them into a ZDC folder. Let's check the audit database. Everything looks good here. Check the system files in the Zen database. All are consistent, and database is how it should be. Our preliminaries is done, all except for running our RPM. Let's do that next. And we are good. Looking back at our 2017 deploying, we have deployed the appliance, the 2017 appliance, right here. We have not powered on the appliance. We want to take note of the RAM. 8 gigabytes of RAM. And settings on the current is 8 gigabytes. We also want to note the VA storage and its location. Attach the hard disk, VA storage. We need to power off this appliance now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and detach. This VA storage is here. We're going to remove this VA storage. We're going to attach it over here. Okay. We will start this up. If it doesn't see the second VA storage as part of the process on the initial power up, it will assume it's a new install. We'll watch it go through its initializing phase. Adding in the passwords. Back to our documentation, we've done the passwords. There's no additional external content repository. We can then check the appliance databases once it's up and running. It's going through its first boot, running the script on YAS2 to get all the configuration settings. Let's check out our environment now. Our old page, let's go ahead and log in. You see the branding change. Double check our list to make sure everything's ready to continue to migrate. We don't have any other primaries. Repositories in the zone have been mounted, backed up the server, and we have verified and ready to continue with the migration. Zone administrator is administrator. These are active in the zone, so we need to make sure we put the licenses in for 2017. If you do not put all the licenses in, it'll prompt you. Since these are in an active state, we have to put these in as well. And finish. We'll wait for the upgrade to continue. Now that's complete. Let's look at the upgrade log. You can see all the transactions that went on. We can actually change this to all messages and see everything. We obviously don't want to see any red. Looks like it was all completed okay. Let's go ahead and close. Let's check this out. We're at version 17. IP addresses are set. Looks like the databases, and it picked up the storage just fine. Let's open up the Zenworks Control Center. Notice the new branding on that as well. First thing that'll come up is your assignment optimization. And we're going to go ahead and leave that enabled. Also your telemetry. Use the defaults. Go back to home. Notice we have mobile devices in here now. We have a mobile management here. Steps to go through to get that all configured properly in Zenworks 2017. You notice as bundles. In some of your bundles, you can do an iOS bundle, both from the App Store and iOS profile. Policies. You can see we have a mobile policy now, which gives us a variety of controls. We look at configuration. We also have an active sync over here to get this configured. And if you go through the steps under the mobile management, it will automatically populate those things for the active servers and so forth. If we go to configuration, we go to system updates, you notice there's now a status depending on what state that particular update is in. And that's the upgrade for the appliance on 2017. The only thing left is to run the ZDC for 2017 to verify system integrity and database integrity. But otherwise, that completes the upgrade for our zone to Zenworks 2017. Some of the appliance best practices and reminders are: be sure to read the documentation and prerequisites for the installed environment and the environment you'll be moving to. Backup or snapshot the database and primary server before starting. Note the appliance disks, VA storage, and any other external content repos that might be attached externally, any RAM or network information. As a reminder, when decommissioning the old ZCM11 appliance, don't delete the VA storage if you haven't moved it from its original location, if the original location still exists within the ZCM11 folder. Be sure to check the MD5 checksum after downloading the Zenworks 2017 OVA from the download site. Run ZDC before and after all upgrades. This particular upgrade requires the Novell Zenworks prereq RPM to be installed prior to upgrading. As a reminder, the NTP configurations are not migrated. And before deploying the Zenworks adaptive agents, confirm that updates are all successful on all primaries and satellite servers, and that the replication of the system update packages are at 100% complete, and the agents on the managed devices are at a minimum ZCM11. Some of the documentation listed here for the Zenworks 11 SP4 and the Zenworks 2017, as well as the Zenworks 2017 cookbook, TID 7018169. You can also review the 2017 README for any known issues. And for any feature changes that you want to review, you can see the What's New documentation. Product component locations. You'll find in the customer portal the product install files, any prerequisite files, activation codes, and registration keys. You'll find under the Download and Patch Finder product install files and prerequisites, as well as Zenworks Diagnostics Center and Zenworks incremental updates. This concludes our Zenworks configuration management video on Zenworks 2017 appliance upgrade.